Welcome back to That Pilates Nurse. Today's video is a 10-minute Pilates flow incorporating some of my favorite vinyasa moves with a little Pilates twist. Find a comfortable space, roll out that mat, and get ready to move with me. We will be starting today's flow at the top of our mat with a few roll-ups, getting our bodies nice and warm. At the bottom of this next roll-up, walk out to a high plank, finding stillness in this position and perfecting our form. Take a few deep breaths in and exhale. As you exhale, bring your left leg through your right side body, creating a modified fallen triangle position, and begin to lift and lower your left hip to the mat, really working that left oblique. Return your hip to a neutral position and lift your right arm to the sky, making sure your shoulders are stacked on top of one another. Return your right hand to the mat and your left leg back to the starting position. And now working our other side, bring that right leg through your left side body and begin to lift and lower your right hip. Now bringing that left arm into the air and hold in that fallen triangle position. Return back to a high plank position, and you can rock forward and backwards to stretch those calves and shoulders if that feels good, before entering into our first downward dog. Take some big deep breaths in and big deep breaths out. Now entering one-legged downward dog, sending your left leg into the sky. Bring your left leg forward into a high lunge position, creating a 90-degree angle with your left knee, and slowly rising into a crescent lunge. When you're ready, bring your hands to a prayer position and twist your torso to the left, bringing your right elbow to meet the outside of your left knee. Now straighten both arms, creating a long line between the left arm and right arm. And now reach both arms towards your forward foot like you're holding a beach ball overhead. This exercise really lights up that core and side body. Now return both arms back to the mat, shooting your left leg back into a one-legged downward dog. And return the left foot to the mat to meet your right. Now we are going to repeat that sequence on the other side, sending our right leg into the sky. Begin by entering a runner's lunge, then slowly standing into a crescent lunge with that right knee in a 90-degree position. Rotate to the right side with hands in a prayer position, gluing that left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And now bring both of those arms straight, taking flight, as they say in yoga. And now bring those arms back into a forward position overhead, again like you're holding that beach ball. Return your hands to the mat and back to a one-legged dog. We are going to repeat that sequence. Again, bring your left leg forward into a high lunge position, and slowly rising into a crescent lunge. When you're ready, bring your hands to a prayer position. Straighten both arms, creating a long line between your left arm and right arm, and reaching your arms forward, making sure to draw in those abdominals. This time we are going to lower into a pigeon pose, folding your left leg into your chest and your right leg out long, making sure your hips are squared off. Returning back to a one-legged dog, and now switching legs, entering a high crescent lunge with your right knee forward. And rotating to that right side with hands in a prayer position, gluing that left elbow to the outside of your right knee. And bringing both of those arms straight. And now bringing those arms back into a forward position overhead. Now bringing that right knee into your chest and down onto the mat, entering into that pigeon position. From here, we're going to enter into a high cobra position, bringing your hands directly under your shoulders and bringing those legs out long behind you, stretching those abdominal muscles. We are going to return back to a high plank position and now bringing our knees down, tapping the mat up and down. Make sure to maintain a flat back and lift and lower your knees using those abdominal muscles. We're going to straighten out one leg behind us at a time and return our knees briefly to the mat, switching your legs after you touch back down to the mat. On this last touchdown, join me in a brief child's pose. Shift forward from your child's pose onto your knees into a push-up position. Give me a push-up and then shoot back into a child's pose, and let's repeat. Now return to a neutral tabletop position, and we're going to do a bird dog variation, bringing your right arm out long and your left leg out long. We're going to crunch our right arm in at a 90-degree angle and try to mimic that position with your left leg. This is a really difficult exercise as it challenges your core with the counter crunches as well as the balance element. Now place your left knee down and straighten your right arm and right leg out long, stretching that right side body. You can lift and lower that right leg if that feels good for you to add to that stretch. You can enter another cobra position here to stretch out that center core before we return back to our high planks for one more round of that series. Returning to a high plank with a flat back, begin to lift and lower those knees off the mat in a bear hold position. Straighten that left leg out long behind you and back into a bear hold, and repeat with that right leg. Hang in there, we are headed into our child's pose. Bring those knees down into child's pose and take a few big inhales and exhales before returning back to that kneeling push-up position. Now using our right leg and left arm this time, enter that bird dog variation, pulling your left arm at a 90-degree angle back towards the side, and your right leg now crunching in. Place that right knee down now, stretching your left leg and left arm out long. Again, lifting and lowering your leg if that feels good to you. For our final moments of class, enter a seated position, however is comfortable for you. Bring your arms to the sky and into a prayer position, consuming all of that powerful energy you created. And bring your right arm over to the left side, stretching that right side body and grounding your left arm into the mat. And again, return your arms back overhead, now grounding your right arm into the mat and stretching your left arm overhead, feeling the stretch in that left side body. Thank you so much for joining me today, and don't forget to thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. I'm That Pilates Nurse, and thanks for watching.